we'll film the introduction. Welcome everybody to the Misano Super Center, home of the Harvest Moon Aquaponics Gardens. Let's go. Here's our door. There's our goose. Now we're gonna go up the tunnel. Let's go. These are not the gardens. Don't be fooled. We got Roy Lichtenstein. Got a few others. Not too positive what they are. There's another sign. Just in case you didn't know where we were. All right, we're on. We're almost there. Oh. Welcome to Harvest Moon Aquaponics Farms. Home of Harvest Moon Aquaponics Farms. This is the official vehicle of Harvest Moon. It is a golf cart purchased in a bet from China. I don't drive it. We'll start in the fish room. Let's go. So here's the fish room. If you were here right now, you can really smell the fumes coming up. If we look in here, you can kind of see our koi fish, and all of the waste that they produce is used as fertilizer for the plants next door and collected in this bin, put into that bucket, dumped into these tanks, and sent over to the plant room. If we look over here, painted so the fish think that they're under the sea with their founders, SpongeBob SquarePants. They don't like me and I don't like them. We don't talk very much. Let's go. Here's our wash station. It's very important to be cleanly when you're dealing with plants because people eat these and I don't want my germs on their produce. That's a lawsuit. Let's go.
Nice American flag, just in case you forgot the country you're in.
Here we are in the world famous Harvest Moon Aquaponics Farms. As you can see, these boards float on the quote-unquote fish poop water. Don't be confused. We are not eating the fish poop. We're simply growing the plants with it. The same idea as manure or fertilizer. The roots clean the fish poop infested water and send it back to the fish to repoop it. Here, as you will see, is a baby green crisp lettuce plant. Here is a baby green butter. And here's a baby red butter. This is baby red crisp. Wow. Now all this completely soilless. Not an ounce of soil is used in this facility because that is a limited resource. Plants start their life in the plant nursery. These little pods are a mixture of clay, flax, and recycled material with slight algae growth. Now, this chamber will fill up with water twice a day for 15 minutes approximately, just to give the plants enough hydration so that they're not overwatered, but they're not underwatered. This is baby kale, lavender, romaine, and our famous microgreens, lemon balm and spicy micro mix. Now this process is called germination, when the seed just starts growing to sprout, and that's when you know you're gonna have some success. Now after they've outgrown the nursery, we pluck them out of these little trays and transport them over here to the 2-foot. Now the 2-foot culture is the same idea as the deep water culture, but this is the plant's teenage years of life. So here we have the same thing as we saw earlier, a baby green butter lettuce. And then these are actually baby romaine plants. That'll take about 30 more days to grow. After they've outgrown this, we transport them to their final stage of life. This is where we just pluck this little guy out. Look at all those roots nourished by the fish. So kind of them, really. Wow, isn't that something? Let's go over here. Here's some more strawberries. I believe these are the white alpine. More strawberry plants. We're really trying to make a buck off of those. And then this is a lavender plant. Something you might dry out. You can make tea, syrup, bug repellent from it. Speaking of bug repellent, we do get very minimal bugs in here that aren't harmful to the plants, but it's not like we really want them anyways. So there's our very high-class fly traps. High technology, if you will. Now over here is where we grow more of our sturdy vegetables. These include cucumbers, tomatoes, anything you kind of see on a vine. Now these, because they're larger, they need more support. So that same soil-like texture you saw over there is the same as it is here, but it's hardened into these clay balls to provide more support for the plant and its root system. If you look over here, these are immature tomatoes, a stevia leaf plant, and strawberries. And if we look at this plant, these are white alpine strawberries. And if you ever see them in a store, they cost $5 per berry. So don't get them from a store, get them from Harvest Moon. Save yourself a buck. Now here are cucumber plants in their first stages of life. It'll be about 3 more months before they produce a cucumber. But if we go farther down, we can see a fully mature cucumber plant that can harvest year-round, as the ecosystem kept in here is equivalent to the first day of spring in California. So we can grow virtually any plant we want to here because we adjust our own nutrients provided by the fish, temperatures provided by the thermostat, humidity provided by the humidifier, and fake wind provided by our very high-tech fans. Now here's our more mature cucumber plant. Not to brag, but I strung these up myself using string and pulleys. And this is how the plant stays so sturdy so that the vines can grow upwards, like they're growing towards the sun. Here, you can see a more mature cucumber growing. But if we look a little closer, you can see some baby cukes down there. Aren't they adorable? Really adorable. So here's our electric toothbrush. And sometimes we actually go onto the flowers that are having a little trouble and brush them to mimic the pollination that a bumblebee would give. Something weird for people to walk in on. Here's our board of all estimated dates and transfer dates of each of our plants. You'll see the winter kale was planted February 18th and estimated to be harvested by April 16th. The romaine that I mentioned earlier was planted on the 21st and expected by April 1st. Now, the interesting thing about these gardens is that the nutrients are first-classly delivered to all the plants. So they grow in half the amount of time they would take in the average greenhouse or outside. And like I said before, the plants can grow year-round. And lastly, we finish off with a picture of our first harvest. Cute. I hope you enjoyed your stay at Harvest Moon, and please feel free to come back and visit all the time. Bye-bye now.